My mother cleaned other people's houses for 20 years. Big houses, quiet houses, houses that never felt like ours. She left before sunrise every morning, her hands already smelling like bleach and lemon soap. And every night she came home exhausted, smiling like nothing in the world hurt her. We thought we knew why she worked so hard. We were wrong. This is the story my mother never told us, and the reason she didn't want us to know still hurts to say out loud. We grew up in a small apartment outside San Bernardino, California. 2 bedrooms, thin walls, old carpet that never looked clean no matter how much you vacuumed it. But it was home. My mom raised me and my younger sister alone. Dad left when I was 9. No dramatic goodbye, no explanation. Just gone. Mom never talked bad about him. She never talked much at all. Every weekday morning, she'd wake us up quietly. "Get dressed, babies," she'd whisper. "I'll be back before dinner." She wore the same faded blue jacket every day, same white sneakers, same canvas bag with cleaning supplies she bought herself. She cleaned houses in Orange County, places we only saw on TV. To us, it was just work, hard work, honest work. That's what she always said. As a kid, I imagined the houses she cleaned were magical. Huge kitchens, marble floors, staircases that curved like something out of a movie. Sometimes she'd come home with leftovers wrapped in foil. "Mrs. Collins insisted," she'd say, smiling. But she never talked about those houses, never mentioned the people, never complained. I once asked her, "Mom, don't you get tired of cleaning other people's messes?" She stopped folding laundry, looked at me for a second too long. Then she said, "Some messes pay the bills." That was the end of the conversation. What we didn't see were the cracks in her strength, the way she rubbed her wrists at night, the limp she tried to hide when she walked, the cough she blamed on allergies. She never missed a day of work, even when she was sick, even when her back gave out. Once when I was in high school, she collapsed in the kitchen. I panicked. My sister cried. Mom waved us off. "I'm fine," she said, "just stood up too fast." Later that night, I overheard her on the phone. "I can't stop now," she whispered. "No, they need me." I thought she meant us. When my sister turned 16, everything changed. She started getting dizzy, missing school, fainting without warning. Doctors ran tests, more tests. Then came the word no one is ready to hear: autoimmune disorder. Treatment was expensive. Medication wasn't fully covered. Specialists cost more than we could imagine. I remember sitting in the hospital hallway with my mom. "I'll get another job," I said. "I'll quit school if I have to." She grabbed my hand so hard it hurt. "No," she said. "You will finish school, both of you." Her eyes were calm, too calm.
After that, Mom worked more. Longer hours, more houses. She cleaned on weekends, holidays, even Christmas Eve. She started taking buses at 4 a.m., coming home after dark. Sometimes she skipped dinner. "I ate earlier," she'd say, but we never saw her eat. I didn't know it then, but my mother was doing something else too, something she never planned to tell us. My mother died on a Tuesday. A heart attack. Sudden. Unforgiving. She was 62. At the funeral, people we'd never met showed up. Women whose houses she cleaned. Men who barely knew her name. They hugged us, cried. She was family to us, one woman said. I nodded politely, but inside, I felt hollow. We buried her with the same dignity she lived with. Quiet, unassuming, strong. A week later, we cleaned out her apartment. Old receipts, laundry soap, notes reminding herself to drink water. Then I found it, a small metal box hidden behind cleaning supplies in the closet. Inside were envelopes, dozens of them, each one labeled in her handwriting. For Anna, medical. For Miguel, college. Emergency. Inside was cash, thousands of dollars. Bank statements followed. She had been saving almost every extra dollar she earned, skipping meals, skipping rest, skipping care for herself, so we wouldn't have to skip our futures. At the bottom of the box was a letter, written to us, her handwriting shaky but clear. If you are reading this, I am already gone. I didn't tell you because I didn't want you to worry. I cleaned houses so you could live in your dreams, not mine. I was never ashamed of my work, only afraid you'd think I deserved less. Promise me you will live fully. That will be my rest. I couldn't breathe. My sister sobbed. 20 years. That's why. My sister finished her treatment. I finished college. We used the money she left us, not proudly, but gratefully. Every achievement feels borrowed, earned by hands that never stopped moving, hands that cleaned other people's lives spotless while quietly carrying the weight of ours. Outro. Hushed Echo. My mother never asked for recognition, never told her story, but her silence still echoes in everything we do. If someone you love works quietly, if they never complain, if they always say they're fine, listen closer, because sometimes the loudest love is the one that never speaks. This is Hushed Echo, and this was her story. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to subscribe to Hushed Echo. Here we share the stories people lived but never had the chance to tell. Your support helps these quiet voices be heard.